But before we go to the Malin versus Valentina match, does anybody want to call any backstage scenes? I don't see anybody hear anybody say anything. So let's go to that. So let's start with Valentina. When we come to you for your setup for this, for your package, your promo to get ready for this match, what do we see?
I think it's since we use footage from the previous week, right? It is like that. Like it's like a bunch of like quick cuts of like kind of science fiction-y looking from like weird angles and stuff of like me and the, coming through the dry ice and walking up, and then like, angles from below where this like cosplay armor that I wear looks way more impressive than it should because there's like bizarre perspective effects from the angles that they're using, and then just like a couple of quick smash cuts of the first like whatever, that match only lasted a couple of minutes, like a couple of quick smash cuts of the moves, and then like that thing of me slamming Helena's head into the turnbuckle, they show it like 6 times from different angles, like boom, 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 and like, to build it up to like, I'm this like Terminator type character. Delivering the verdict from the future. And last week the verdict was guilty.
And then the promo that you're going to cut as we come to you, is it an interview or is it just a camera on you? What do we see?
Oh, I think it's definitely it's a pre-recorded thing because like my sister is just off screen like coaching me, right? And she, she's got cue cards or something like this.
Yeah. Before you broke her heart.
Well, before I broke her heart. This might have been before I broke her heart, or maybe this is. Yeah, I think this probably was before I broke her. I broke her heart. We did it this morning, certainly. And so there's whatever. There's like buckets of dry ice below where the camera can see, and so it's kind of swirling up around me. And there's like a couple of like whatever like green lights kind of coming up behind me, and I say. It is I, Valentina Verdict, and today I am here to pass judgment upon Maximilian Milan, and the judgment from the future will fall upon him. I am here to render a verdict, and the verdict is guilty.
Let's have you roll with look.
And so the other thing, okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna roll with look, which is -1 for me. I think it's -1, right? Yeah, it's -1. All right. Where is my roll for your party? Here we go. That's a 5. -1 gets me to 4.
So, the audience is a little thrown off because we just had what was a very conventional match, and then this kind of pops up. This is that dichotomy that you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
And it doesn't connect. I mean, it gives you momentum because you want to take it back, but we see the audience shuffling in their seats. We see it not landing like you'd hoped.
Do I actually gain a momentum?
Yeah. The new thing is on a botch, you gain momentum.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's to push you forward. Then.
Got it. And I also get XP because I rolled a miss.
Nope, there's no XP in this game.
Oh, there's no XP. Okay, got it. All right. Okay.
Your audience, you need to get
That's
it.
Right.
You need to get it up.
That's how we do for advances.
So as this kind of the silence of
yes, yeah.
We cut to Maximilian. They William, what do they see for yours?
Okay. He has his own sort of pre-recorded thing, but it's not nearly as high a production value with the smoke and everything. This is just him basically sitting on this like it's supposed to look like a classic era, like, you know, one of those French parlor chairs. It's supposed to be that, but it's really not, because we couldn't afford one of those.
We've redressed the chair from Mr. Fabulous's promo, probably.
Yeah, and maybe taken off like the cover and all the colorful stuff, and it's sort of left a little drab, but it still looks nice and decadent, and like that's sort of like, you know, somewhere between 16th to 18th century look. And he's sort of slouching in it, and he says, this Valentina verdict, she has so many pretensions. She comes from the future. She is going to pass judgment upon moi. The absolute gall to pass judgment upon me. She does not know me. In her world, there is no true France. There is only the shadows of her imagination. And I will show her the truth. That when it comes to Gauntlet League Wrestling, l'état, c'est moi.
Let's have you roll with look.
That will be a +1. And that is a 6. I will spend one to make that a 7 to 9.
Okay. Creative book you in a match. Add a stipulation. Gain a heat.
I'm going to gain a heat.
Okay. So that'll take you to 3 with Valentina. Valentina, what does your entrance look like? There's a good chance to redeem yourself. What do we see? What do you do during that entrance?
It's Flight of Valkyrie, the Wagner, you know, Apocalypse Now helicopter music. And I think I'm oh yeah, and I liked the thing that happened. I liked my thing I did with Gardeau last time. So I think I asked him to help me set something up like that, so that we can have
It's like a flash powder.
Yes, yeah, like flash powder smoke. Boom! I'm under the ring. It goes off, and then I kind of slip. I kind of roll under the rope and pop up, and I'm standing there in like a, you know, like in that like that kind of, you know, boom, I teleported there from the future or something like that. So
Absolutely. Little camera trickery.
yeah.
Gets you up in there. And then it cut the Flight of the Valkyries cuts out. And Maximilian, what is it we see for your entrance?
You first hear those sort of just shrieks or yelps, and the Neptune's remix of Sympathy for the Devil comes up, and you see Maximilian Milan sort of just slink isn't really the right word, but it's as close as we're going to get. Like, he's
Saunter?
coming out. Saunter would be good. He has got that ridiculous foil that he always carries. He's wearing that sort of broken half mask, and he's wearing like his traditional wrestling getup, which is like a pair of stylized fencing pants, and with wrestling boots on, and he's wearing one of those sort of fake period shirt vest combos. So he's got like a poofy sleeve shirt, and he's got like this sort of leather looking vest. It's not real leather because that'd be way too expensive. but it looks kind of like it with spotlights on. So he's sort of just sauntering to the ring, like sort of waving off the audience with the sword. And he's as he's coming up, he's sort of waving for the microphone.
And who is on the announce desk for this? I didn't catch
Max,
it.
you want to take it?
There are people that haven't done it yet, but if nobody wants to do it, I'm always game.
Yeah, go ahead and take it. I actually don't like playing announcer because I just do a Jim Ross impression, no matter what
Okay.
you
Well, that's exactly what you do. Everything I do, I just pick an announcer and emulate him. In fact, I wasn't sure.
You'll take it this time. We'll take Matt. You'll do it this time. Next time we'll make Leandro do it at least once and Robert do it at least once. Okay.
All right, I think tonight
So
it is going to be the preceptor of pugilistic perspicacity, the PbtA of professional wrestling.
and we're very lucky with us tonight on Gauntlet League Wrestling. Fly in from.
Was that little? You dipped out for a minute there.
Oh, sorry, PbtA. We're lucky to have you here tonight. PbtA, where did you fly in from to be here for this
Parts
special event?
unknown, and you should know that. You are not privy to the movements of the Chosen One and the Anointed One.
Thank you, PbtA. So, Maximilian, the crowd had your back more coming into this. You're going to start in control of this match. So tell me what that first sequence is going to look like.
Okay, I think what he's going to do first is he's going to actually like call for the microphone. Like the referee's trying to get the match started, and he just like waves over for a microphone and gets one.
Okay. They'll bring the mic to you.
And he's going to start off with kind of a basically a work the audience sort of move. And he says, "I have come here tonight to engage in an athletic contest. And I have seen what has transpired before me. And I have seen all of you and your reactions to it. I have seen each and every one of you cheer when a ball of fire was thrown into the face of a man who only came here to compete in an athletic contest. You cheered for that. There is something broken and wrong with each and every one of you. And I can truly see. C'est vrai that when Jean-Paul Sartre said, l'enfer, c'est les autres, that hell is other people, he was talking about all of you." And he's waving to the crowd, inviting, of course, the immediate, like, huge face pop assault from Valentina. So,
Okay. Let's have you roll audience, and then we'll pass control over to Valentina.
And though Melon may be small for a wrestler, they say he is so small that in his driver's license picture, you can see his feet. He is not wrong on this point.
and that would be that'd be a 6 on the dice plus the audience, or 4 on the dice plus the audience makes it 6. I will spend a momentum to bring that up to 7. That'll leave me with no momentum left, but I'll at least get something out of that.
Well, but you'll gain a momentum from having pushed it up. So it's a net even, and you don't go into the botch. Valentina, you guys work this out. Tell me what this sequence looks like.
So the first thing is, he says that, and I say, in the future we speak English, and that's when I slam him in the head, and that's my cheap heat I'm getting with the crowd for
Okay.
calling him on his Frenchiness, and so I think just like several just kind of hard shots to the head, just like he said to do. And then we just start going into that kind of the routine that we've worked out, where I kind of get him by the shoulders, whip him around off the rope. He bounces off. I throw a clothesline on him. That knocks him down. Stomp on his chest a couple of times, and then turn to the crowd. What is the verdict? What is the verdict? I yell to them, and then while my back is to him, I will turn control of the match back to him to get the momentum for turning it over.
Okay. You hand off narration, and it comes back into your hands.
A foolish move by Valentina. They say that she is so stupid that she brought a ladder to go to high school.
Oh, Padishah.
And I think basically the way that the control passes is Malone has staggered into the corner, like he is just slumped against the corner, and as Valentina comes over to sort of grab him and whip him back out, like it's a classic like rake of the eyes, just like, and then he goes to he basically switches positions, and he's firing off a couple of kicks to the legs and a couple of forearms to the face, just sort of like keeping her staggered and off balance a little bit. And then he's going to whip her into the other corner and do like a ridiculously over theatrical version of a stinger splash into the other turnbuckle after he's whipped her in. And what he does is he basically leaps and sort of spins in the end, just sort of slumps against her in this sort of pose after it, and then rolls out of the corner to sit and mock the crowd.
Does that sound like work to me?
I think so. Either that, or that might be a sequence we worked out, because that's
okay.
Like a sneaky heel sequence. What do you think, Valentina?
Oh yeah, like I think pretty much at any point the fact that we had a whole scene where we like worked out the whole match is reasonable to say that it's something we worked out in advance.
Okay, so I think that lets me roll with heat. Is that right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that'll give me a slightly better shot. That's +3 at least. Ah, there we go. That's a 12.
That is a 12. So you gain a momentum, and the crowd pops. They're loving it. You still have control of the match.
Okay, and let's see. So that'll give
Go
me...
from there, Madeline.
Okay, I'm going to basically after that move, he sort of does that sort of roll back to the center of the ring, and I think he does a couple of quick little fencing poses, and then he goes back over to the corner. He pulls Valentina out of it, and he does a twist over into the sort of that sort of Rick Rude style neck breaker, and does sort of a semi bow before going into the neck breaker, and that's sort of the payoff there. And he sort of slumps back over for a pin, and he gets like a 1.5 count. Like Valentina just rolls over because all he did was like lay one arm across her.
Okay.
A rude awakening for Valentina.
So what do you think that is there, sir?
I think that one's probably just like a standard work, like nothing.
Okay.
That's not even something we really would have worked out ahead of time, I don't think.
Let's have you roll with work.
That's unfortunately a -1, so let's see how that goes. Oh, but it's still a 10. Okay.
Holy cow. So the crowd is loving it.
So we are getting some classic heel work in here. Okay, and so he retains control, and I think what he does at this point is Valentina's sort of trying to, roll back up to her feet. And I think at this point, Milan is going to just really go and show off for the crowd. Like he's going to just sort of work the audience again. He does a bunch of those little fencing moves, and he just he just glances back over his shoulder at Valentina and just shakes his head obnoxiously and turns around and just sort of waits for her to get up before he runs over and goes for like a kick to the side of the head, and she definitely avoids it. And that's kind of the end of his work the audience thing, and that's where I pass control.
Okay. So do you want to do the work the audience? Are you doing your heel move to get a heat? What do you think?
I think I'm going to try and work the audience first. I'm going to try and bank the momentum for a little bit.
Let's have you roll with audience.
That's an 11.
That is an 11. They pop big. You can spend momentum to gain a heat with your current opponent, or gain a momentum.
I'm going to spend two momentum, or
one momentum.
Spend a moment, one momentum. I'm going to take that heat. I'm going to take that heat. That'll put me up to 4.
Okay, Valentina, how do you try to take control of this match?
And so as it comes, I think we ended with like you were trying to do a high kick on me or something like this.
It was more like sort of a running kick to the head, kind of like Randy Orton used to do, but he missed it big time because you were ready.
Okay, so I'm going to pause just for a moment and say I don't know any of this wrestling history. So if you throw a name at me, I'm not going to know who that is. But it's like a running like 2 legs up in the air kind of a thing.
No, it's more like a kind of like a trying to think of a good analogy. Kind of like he's trying to soccer kick you in the head as you're sort of leaning down.
All right. Okay. Cool. So then, I think it connects, but I come back and come and I come off of the rope back at you, and you throw up a clothesline to try and knock me, but I just like come out with 2 hands, grab it, and kind of and then like whip you around in a circle and throw you into the corner. And then you're kind of there, and like as you're coming around, you've got the thing where your arms are on both ropes. I do like a classic volleyball spike where like I take a couple of steps, jump about like 4 feet into the air. Like this is I'm not super strong, but I can jump high, and I come down hard. And this is like a thing that we totally practiced, I think, is because to whatever, drop your shoulder so that I slam hard into the turnbuckle instead of hitting you, as crazy hard as it looks like I hit you. But that will take you down, and then I kind of get you by the hair and do that thing where I sort of walk you to the edge of the, kind of like you're on your knees and I'm sort of like duck walking you to the edge of the ring, and I like wrap your head in the ropes and then hop up out of the ring, reach down under the ring and pull out a fencing foil and just snap it over my knee and like throw the 2 halves of it into the crowd. Taking away the cheat that you had planned for later in the match. And I'm going to spend 2 of my momentum for my face move.
Okay.
To gain another heat with him on that.
Okay. And you still have control of the match.
Yeah, and then I think I throw it out, and the crowd, cheers. And by the time I'm back in, he's disentangled himself from it, and I'll turn control back over. And well, actually, I should do something where I roll a move here. He's disentangled. I come back in. Just kind of roll back in just as he's getting back up, and we lock back up again, and just start pounding on each other. And I think this is like the whole thing that we practiced, I think.
That sounds like body to me, doing that physical demonstration there.
that is not what I wanted to do. So, like, okay, all right, I'll roll.
The
body.
heat one, you only use it for big, showy, complicated stuff that you've worked out, like big multi-part.
Okay, so then could I roll it after I do the big doing the show with like breaking his prop and throwing it into the crowd?
Yeah, because we didn't roll anything for that, did we?
No.
Okay.
That's
Then sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is kind of is put on a show for like to kind of show the crowd our animosity and
Okay, well that sounds like you're working the audience then.
Okay. So what is that?
That's plus audience. What's your current audience?
Plus audience. My audience is at 2.
Okay, then roll +2.
5 and 2 gets me to 7.
Okay, so you will gain a momentum from that. The audience is enjoying it. They're getting on your side. Control will pass back to Maximilian.
Okay, I think we get in and we start, like she comes back in, she hauls me back up to my feet, and we start, it would be a slugfest if she was going up against anybody but Maximilian, but in this point, like she's just clubbing, Maximilian in the, about the head and shoulders, and he is just sort of staggering, and occasionally, like, he will like sling an arm up and like block one and maybe get in like a quick, like maybe a jab or something like that, but it's clearly one-sided. Until she backs me into the corner with that, and the ref comes in and kind of breaks us up. And then as the ref is like forcing the break, Maximilian like thumb right in the eye, right over the ref's back.
Are you doing? Pardon?
I said that's just how he gets control back. Like that's
okay.
And then he sort of follows. He's going to follow that up with
the untrained eye. That may look like an eye gouge, but that is actually a nerve hold.
And as Valentina is like staggering away, like holding, suffering from that nerve hold, Maximilian is sort of circling around behind and sort of measuring her, and like does a vicious clip to the back of one of her legs, so that she like staggers down to one knee and sort of, and then he turns around and does like a quick like spinning reverse savate kick to the midsection, sort of doubling her over. And it looks like he's kind of teasing Madame Guillotine. And he sort of leans back and sort of does that big split. And as that's coming down, it's sort of a tease. So Valentina sort of rolls away from it, and he sort of hits hard, and she comes back, basically does another couple of quick shots, and slings him into the ropes, and he comes off the ropes with a sort of a spinning back elbow and how things come off with that move is going to determine how he goes from there.
So does that seem like a more physical thing or a more calculated thing?
I think it's more probably a work. Like it's just a standard, like reverse elbow off the ropes. Nothing.
Go ahead and roll with work.
Dang, 11 on the dice, so that still gets me a 10, even with a -1 work.
Okay, so gain another momentum.
Okay. Okay, and
so you have done that. You've kind of set that up. You get that elbow into Valentina. Malin, you are booked to win. So how do you want to set that up? How do you want to give Valentina, a little more breath before you come in for that finisher?
I think what happens is like off of that elbow, I think Valentina still makes it back up to her feet before Malone does, because he's, obviously a weak and pathetic heel. And she comes in and just starts clubbing him again, like slings him into the ropes, goes for a clothesline, and basically Malone sort of like, as he's flung into the ropes, in order to avoid the obvious clothesline, he just sort of slings himself out between the second and the top rope and sort of rolls out onto the apron. And he sort of comes back up, and the ref is coming over to like check on him and try to get him to come back into the ring. And of course, Valentina charges over to like yank him back across the ropes bodily. And as the ref is sort of has his back, turns to Valentina to try and push her back so that I can come back in, he pulls something up out of his trunks and just sort of blows this sort of dust into Valentina's face. She's like clawing at her face. Obviously it's something caustic and really, really bad.
Right.
Then he comes back in, and as she's trying to get that stuff out of her face, he like basically does a follow-up. He does that sort of kick to the gut to double her over. He does the split and then catches the Madame Guillotine and goes for the win.
Let's have you roll. I'm going to pause here. Now, Jim, you could always spend momentum to interrupt if you wanted to do another sequence before that happened.
No, but you know what? I think the like getting the glitter in the eyes on the face, because that's what it actually is glitter that he blew in my face, so it's all glowing and stuff like this and everything. I'm gonna spend another 2 momentum to do my face move again to bump me up to 4 heat with him. But I'm not going to interfere with the finisher. I'm going to let him land it.
Okay.
Because that's how it's booked.
Then let's have you roll that finisher, Maximilian. You've rolled high.
I rolled
I
rolled a 7 on the dice now. I've got 3 momentum. I'm going to spend all 3 of those momentum to push that up to a 10.
Boom. 10 plus. Hit your finisher clean. Choose whether you or your opponent gains an audience.
Let's see. I think at this point, I've kind of put Valentina over. Even though I'm winning, I put her over. There's like really dangerous, and I'm basically winning because I cheat. So I think she's going to gain the audience off that.
Okay. So Valentina, you gain an audience, and then you both gain an additional audience for having been at 4 heat with one another.
Fantastic.
And the terrifying visage of the Frenchman does exterminatus to Valentina as he lays in to her adeptus sororitas, paralyzing her for the pin.
Backstage to off camera to Yellow Rose Dallas. Fireball Terry South comes running over to where you're at. Dallas.
What would you want, Terry?
I just heard Wolf Backhouse talking to Dreamboat Alex, and he says it's going to be a squash match. Like they're going to have you lay down like 1 minute or less.
Not to one of these one show geeks.
No, it's Dreamboat Alex, but you
you
could just walk out.
I don't know how I feel about it. I
Outside.
think I might have to talk to my daddy.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, it's not tonight, is it? Because they're sure. Are they paying me twice
they're
for
running
tonight?
short on time.
Because if they ain't paying me twice for tonight, I'm not going twice tonight.
No, you were supposed to go for the big match to go against Alex, but they've got just a couple minutes left in the show.
Fuck. Shit. Let me talk to Wolf.
Wolf's walking towards you. You see Wolf walking over towards you. Dallas, come here.
What's up? I'm the only goddamn name under 40 that you got on your flyers.
But that's not true. But in any case, we're running short on time because that middle match went long. I need you to get out there. I need you and Alex to get that done under a minute.
Well, I'm going to need a little bit more in the envelope then.
Gardeau.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. What's up?
I need a squash match. I need you to go out there with Dreamboat Alex.
I mean, do I get any magic in or?
Yeah.
You get fucking magic.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
You know, I'm a team player. You know, we need team players around here.
I need a team player. Be a team player. You get more time.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
We're okay with this, right, Terry?
Sorry, that cut out way bad for me there, Matt.
Okay. I just want to know. We're all right with this, right, Terry? Fuck those
good.
guys.
We lost Lowell again. That would have been a nice moment to play politics, which is a move we had, one of the new moves that we
Yes.
we should have triggered that.
Let's tell them we did that. Are you back yet, lol?
This goddamn program.
I want to lie as well as my children do, and say we there's something you missed. I think, and this should be taken the way I take it when my kid tells me, "Dad, I didn't pee in the pool." But we wanted to play politics when we were having that interaction because that's a new move.
Do you want to try and do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's have both you and Gardeau roll plus audience.
Yeah, because this is like the only opposed role in this game.
Yeah. So Gardeau roll with a 3, Dallas roll with a 2.
Yes, I got an 11.
Oh, but I don't like that. This is fake news. I also got an 11.
Oh my gosh. I think that this becomes a 10 plus. And I think we're just going to do the 10 plus. Gardeau, pick one of the 7 and 9 results there.
I'm gonna say that it stays a private matter.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll go and say it stays a private matter.
And Alice?
I think what's the one I can that was the easy one. I'm not booked out of my hottest feud as Retribution.
So I think what happens is you two kind of drag this out, and Wolf, you hear in his earpiece, he goes, never mind. We're just going to close the show. And he says, just go. Does turn to you, Gardeau. Says, okay. Turns to you, Dallas, since you kind of started this, and goes, I'll remember not to hit you too late on these things next time.
That's right. You show some respect.
Lowell, if I may,
Yes.
I think Mr. Fabulous has grabbed up one of the camera folks, and as this little tete-a-tete is reaching its end, I'm going to come running down the hall with that ridiculously large Benadryl bottle, and I am going to smash it onto Dallas's head as I'm yelling, "You're never going to make my matches boring again, you son of a bitch!"
Let's have you roll with look.
All right. That is an 11.
That is an 11. Pick 2.
What's this coming off of? What am I getting?
I think you're cutting a promo.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll gain a heat, taking me up to 4. And I'll look over at Wolf because I'll be honest, there's a part of me that kind of enjoys how Dallas is. I sort of agree with Dallas in a lot of these things. So I'm going to have creative forced to book us in a match where that could have, where our feud could have been the punishment there. I'm definitely trying to gin it up.
Yeah, and I think that end up with something that they have on camera to tease out the end episode, which will make Wolf happy across the board. And that is where we are wrapping the show. We cut the credits, copyright Gauntlet League Wrestling. We see that down in the lower corner of the show. And that is the episode for tonight.
Healing, motherfuckers. You break a bottle over my head and you get baby face heat. I'm healing.
So I'm going to stop the live stream. If I can. There we go.